Currently, in downtown Phoenix, it's 80 degrees.
Medicare is in the air. Hi, I'm Peter Orona, licensed agent with ABCDMedicare.com, serving the Phoenix metro area. It's that time of the year to review your Medicare plan options and changes for 2023. I'm here to help. Contact me at 602-770-9062 or visit ABCDMedicare.com. We do not offer every plan available in your area. Any information we provide is limited to those plans we do offer in your area. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-Medicare to get information on all your options.
Networking Arizona is sponsored by Easy Pooling, giving you more chances to win the lottery. Visit easypooling.com. That's the letter E, the letter Z, pooling.com. Networking Arizona is also sponsored by WCI Commercial, helping intelligent people obtain wealth through creative investments every day. Visit WCIBroker.com. Networking Arizona is also brought to you by Flash Forward Sites. The proof is in your numbers. Learn more at flashforwardsites.com.
If I traded it all, if I could.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm wearing a hat here, and I don't know about you guys. If you're not wearing this hat, you should be. I have with me Peter Orona, and he is the owner of ABCDMedicare.com. And I have to tell you, I have my hat. If anybody, we're live on Facebook to hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us, and you can see me wearing my hat. You like to give these hats away. I want you to tell everybody first a little bit about yourself and what you do, which Medicare's in the air right now.
Medicare's in the air. So just licensed agent, own an agency, a real small agency. Have about 4 or 5 total agents working for me. And myself still producing, still managing and helping those agents. But we've been in the business, I've been in this business since 2015. Learned from the ground zero how to help people and understand plans and how to communicate how those plans work and understand, big part of this job is listening to what's going on with the person, the member that needs the help, and then trying to evaluate what's the best plan for them. Right?
Well, I like to say you speak 3 languages. Yeah. I always have to bring this up.
Yeah, you always do.
Yeah, well, I want to because there's a reason, and it's really good because some people that don't speak English, when you don't, you want, especially when you're dealing with something like this, you want to be able to speak to somebody who could speak to you fluently so you can understand everything. So tell them what you mean by 3 languages.
So the 3 languages speak is obviously English. It's just, got to have that language. That's the basis of all things that we got to do. And then the other language is Spanish. So I speak Spanish. Fortunately, my dad, was from Mexico, but was raised here in the United States. So Spanish was my first language. But growing up in all the schools, they taught us English. But my father forced Spanish, and so I'm very happy that he did that. Right. Yeah. So it's able to communicate with that generational gap. Like me, there's a lot of people like me that speak Spanish or Spanglish or just English, and the parents speak Spanish or they prefer English, and to be able to communicate that over into their terms, into their native tongue, it's a real necessary trait to have, skill set to have. And then the third one is to be able to communicate in both language how Medicare works, right? So just Medicare in general, people are just find it as a complex topic, confusing with the alphabet soups of the A's, the B's, and the D's. Then there's G's and all kinds of things going on in it, and so being able to communicate what's going on and to be able to put it in terms, layman terms or common language where people can understand it and what it means to them. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes these things, the evidence of coverage and we're going to cover this and we're going to cover that and this is how much you get. You got to have prior authorizations and you have to get quantity limits on your drugs and you have to go through all these authorizations. And so what does that mean to them and how does it work and how does that limit or provide access to care to people, right? So that's where someone like myself comes in and, a very good example. I had a lady who was turning 65 here recently, and she wanted to do her own study. She wanted to go look at the plans, and I said, well, okay, I respect that, go at it. And, a month later, she comes back and she, I think I found my plan, and that's okay. And she told me what it was, and I said, well, let me know when you're ready to meet. And, a month later, she comes back. So I think I found 2 more plans. And we finally met here this past week. And the plan that she enrolled was neither of the plans that she was looking at because the one that I gave her I broke down the detail to the point where the benefits just made sense to her, right? The other plans had similar benefits, but it wasn't as rich as the one that I gave her. And the plan that I showed her wasn't necessarily available to her from a public eye standpoint, right? So, as agents, we have access to details and plans, and we study those plans. And it's important to work with somebody who's committed to being in this space, right? Because there's a lot of, like anything in business, you get a lot of guys trying to sell something or people trying to sell something, and maybe they're not as experienced as they should be, right? And I think I'm going on, what is that? 23, 15, that's 8 years.
Wow.
8 years.
Been that long.
Yeah, right.
Coming on with me.
Yeah. I remember our first show with you. I was like scared as a rat. But now, having that experience, you have to go through so much enrollments and so many, helping people do so many things, because everyone's different and unique. Obviously, there's a basis of what we do, but there's always a special need that someone needs, that you need to have someone that has the experience to be able to handle that. When I was leaving the customer, she goes, I take it based on your experience, you're not afraid to help people with conditions that need help. I said, oh no, I actually embrace it. I love helping the people that need it the most, right? Because I find it as a challenge, and it's a little bit more gratifying to help those people.
Well, what I know about you, and I've known you for a while now, is that you love educating, you love helping. You're very much about going the extra mile for your clients. And what's wonderful about Peter, this is a free service to you. He is not giving you the one that you're selling because you're putting him into that because you're getting money off it. That is not how this works in any way. What I also love is that when you think about, there's a lot of people who have parents here that are living here that maybe their son or daughter lives in Mexico, let's just say, right? And you can actually, they probably love it that you can actually speak to them in their tongue, their fluent tongue.
Absolutely.
And be able to, because this is Medicare, they've made it so incredibly hard. It's not an easy thing. You've made it easy, but because you're there to do the homework for them.
Yeah, that's the goal. And then you just reminded me, and sorry I didn't do it before, but we're supposed to read a disclaimer saying, you had
There's
said
disclaimers now.
We got to tell people disclaimers because they got to be aware. We're an independent agency. I'm an independent agent. We don't offer all the plans in Medicare available in our area. Some plans we just won't contract with independent agents. Some plans have just low scores, and we don't want to contract with them, right? And so because of that, we can't carry all the plans. It's almost an impossibility to do that. But if people want to know what their plans are, they go ahead and go on Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE, and go for there and figure it out, like the lady tried to figure it out herself.
Yeah, but try and do it. It's really hard. You get too much information. Now, this is a free service to you, and this is your time. Seniors, everybody who's on Medicare, even if you're just new to Medicare, this is something that you need to do now, because you could have the opportunity to change your plans. You might be sitting here thinking, you know what, I might want to talk to him. Maybe he has a better plan that I'm even already been put on, because you could change it still.
Yes, correct. We have until December 7th to make a change. One of the things I wanted to talk about, we kind of took some notes, is just talking about, key tips, right?
Oh, yeah. Hold on a minute. I want to give your phone number. Let me just do that first.
You're in charge.
602-770-9062 is the phone number. His website is abcdmedicare.com. Go ahead and talk about some tips.
No, just want some tips, some inside agent tips. Is every year your plan can change, right? Sometimes they enrich the plan, which means makes it better. Sometimes they take away some benefits that you were utilizing and they're no longer going to be available to you, or maybe they're going to be less of a benefit. But the number one thing people need to look at is the formulary, and that's the list of prescription drugs that are covered on these plans. A $5 copay here and there on going to a specialist difference is not that big of a deal. But when your drug comes off the formulary and they're no longer going to cover it, that can catch you with some major dollars coming January 1. So don't get too comfortable. It's always a good idea to review your plan. Even though you like your plan, you may want to take a look at that. I just had a lady who I was with yesterday, current customer. She loves her plan. but they're not going to cover her prescription. So I said, you have to go and January 1 and request an exception have your doctor request an exception, so they'll carry that. You can do that. If the plan doesn't approve the exception to carrying that drug that's no longer on the formulary, then you're going to have to change your plan, right? So, and that can be costly depending on what the cost of that drug is. If it's generic, maybe it's not that big of a deal. You can go pay cash for that, a couple bucks here and there. But if it's a brand drug, it's going to hit you pretty hard in your wallet.
And why should you, when you can have a review done with Peter? He's been doing this for over 8 years.
Yeah.
And he's trilingual. He speaks Spanish, he speaks English, and he speaks Medicare, and that's what makes him different. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further. We're going to give you more tips as well then. The number to call him is 602-770-9062. It's ABCDMedicare.com. Hang tight. We're going to be back in just a minute.
Experience the difference with Dr. Skin Med Spa, led by Dr. Rohit Jaswal. Our renowned medical team is committed to a bespoke VIP experience that will leave you looking and feeling your best. At Dr. Skin Med Spa, we can reshape, reduce, or enhance your physique to create your dream silhouette by smoothing fine lines and wrinkles for a more dynamic, vital, and youthful appearance. For appointments, call 480-904-3311 or visit drskinmedspa.com. Do you have a parent, grandparent, or loved one who needs some extra help? Senior Helpers has spent 16 years helping seniors continue to live at home as they age. Do you have a loved one needing help with grocery shopping, meal preparation, or even help taking a shower? Call Senior Helpers today at 480-621-6672. We specialize in helping seniors with Alzheimer's and dementia, Parkinson's disease, and other chronic illnesses to stay at home. You can find us online at seniorhelpers.com or at 480-621-6672.
KFNX Cave Creek.
Are you frustrated with your digital marketing? Do you hope and wish and pray to work with people that actually get you results? You know, if you don't go digital now, your business will fade away. I'm Daryl Stern, the Digital Marketing Jedi. I am based right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I run the best video marketing and search engine optimization company in America. So, text radio to 602-726-3890 and schedule your complimentary Stern storming session.
If you're a homeowner in the greater Phoenix area, seeking bathroom and kitchen remodeling ideas plus trusted craftsmanship to reinvent the most loved spaces in your house, you want to partner with the professionals at Sunset Tile and Bath. Our experienced team specializes in beautiful custom kitchens, custom bathrooms, and so much more. Sunset Tile and Bath have been providing kitchen and bathroom remodeling throughout the valley since 1994. From small updates to total transformations, you'll love your new bathroom or kitchen. Are you a to-the-point or brainstorming kind of person? Sunset Tile and Bath is ready to explore any and all remodeling possibilities while staying within your budget. Contact Sunset Tile and Bath today by visiting our website at sunsettileandbath.com or call 602-789-8700. That's 602-789-8700 to schedule your free in-home consultation. That's sunsettileandbath.com.
If we could get you a price that would really make you happy, would you be willing to sell your company? Are you looking for an exit strategy to turn your world-class investment into cash? If you're ready to take on a new career or even just retire and need expert advice, WCI Brokers has the knowledge to get you your maximum value. With over 5,000 successful sales, 30,000 registered buyers, and 300 years of experience, we will handle every detail. Call 602-795-2005 and pay no fees until we turn your business into cash.
If I traded it all.
So welcome back. We are talking with Peter Arona, who owns ABCD Medicare. And, you know, we've been talking a little bit about it during the break about what's exciting. Mm-hmm. The most exciting thing for you about what you do. And right now you said exchange of info. And I was like, oh, what's that mean?
Yeah, so I mean, a couple years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, I changed my hierarchy. My partnership is now with Spark Advisors. These guys are the best in the business, technology-driven information with our customers, which is critically important these days because the ability to send someone, what we do is we build build a profile in our what we call our CRM or customer relationship manager system, so we can see what's going on, what plan they are, their names, date of birth, all that stuff's in there. And it's all encrypted, right? So it's protected, and it's all it's all PHI, private health information, and so what ends up happening is we can send what we call a needs assessment to someone either by email or even a text message and say, click this link and complete your key information, which is your doctor, specialist, prescription drugs, your pharmacy where you go, and then we take that information. We get a notification immediately saying, okay, Carol is filled out the form, and I can look at it. And say, okay, Carol, I can look at it without even talking to you because I have some basis of what's going on, and I can do an analysis before we meet. Versus the old school day was that we showed up. And it could take a very long time to go through all that information, pull them out, get all the prescriptions on the table, get the list down, right? Who do I see? Sometimes they forget because they haven't seen them in a while. And it allows us to be more efficient, but behind the scenes, I can do a review of somebody and immediately before I meet with them have an understanding what's going on. And then obviously, when we meet with people, it becomes more personal, right? I love meeting my customers in person.
He loves them, and he also loves working and educating them on Facebook.
Yeah, I love meeting my customers face to face. This generation is more hands-on in that case, right? Maybe my son's age, they'll be more, hey, don't come to my house, just send me the link and I'll sign up. But this just generation of people that we work for, I think it's important to have a relationship with an agent, right?
I think so important too.
And so that's kind of the key as well. But it's important to have the right information so that we can advise them what plan's going to work for them.
You said a couple more tips really quickly. Things to look for, changes in your plan.
Yeah. So what I find trends is like a trend in this marketplace, and I'm sure this is just a little mirror or window of what's happening across the country, but there's more and more people who have a chronic condition, whether that's diabetic, or maybe you're type 1 or type 2, right? And you're taking some type of insulin, or you're taking some type of maybe like a pre-insulin, like a Jardiance or Xarelto or something of that nature, right? And so these prescriptions are very expensive. Now, insulin's protected by the law, right? $35, got to be on the formulary, never goes into the donut hole. But these other pre-insulins like the Jardiances and the Trulicities, those aren't, and those things run $600-700 a month, right? Very, very expensive. Mm-hmm. And so it's important to take a look because nowadays there's a handful of chronic special needs plans, and I'm finding more and more people who are diabetic that are on just a standard Medicare plan, which is fine because it has the insulin's protected. But when you go into a chronic special needs plan, you get a full team behind you that's looking at your needs, looking at your usages. They're behind the scenes, like a care team specialized team working behind, like, okay, let's help this person because they need more education on diabetics, or maybe they need more education on congestive heart failure or coronary heart disease. So they're there, right? So it's just important that people looking at it because a higher percentage of the population now is either diabetic or they have a congestive heart failure or coronary heart disease, or they have a stent put in. Aww. And so that's what's happening now, right? It's there, and it's just more and more often you see it more frequently happening,
you know,
right?
why? We're living crazy lives, and that's what causes all of this. We're eating poorly.
Eating poorly. Right. We're not exercising enough.
The reason, if you have it, you're now in a situation where you have to have somebody do this for you. Don't try and do it yourself. Do not call the people on television. No, the 800 numbers. You need to call somebody local. Yeah. That's really important.
The advantage of that is that I think the main part is to have a relationship with someone like myself, that we're accountable to serve you, right? We're not just writing a plan and leaving. You call that number on TV, you're never going to speak to the same person again, right? You probably don't even know who that person is. You probably don't know their agent ID, any of that stuff. So we're always accountable. Customers call me, they text me, they email me. I'm always available to them, right?
And he's always there to help, and he loves helping his clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
That phone number to call him is 602-770-9062. His website is abcdmedicare.com, and it's a free service to you. It just makes sense. And right now is your time. This is your time up until what?
December 7th.
December 7th. And I don't care if you even have already got a plan and you want to have a second, set of eyes. He's the person to call. Also, anybody that might even just turned 65 and maybe you just or a few months ago, you still need to have that review because things have changed. So give him a call. That's 602-770-9062. You've got a couple events coming up. 11/6, which is this Monday. What are you doing?
We're having a presentation for Scan Desert Health Plans. We're going to be over at the Centerwell offices on 65th Avenue and we say Thomas, right?
Thomas.
Yep, and I believe that's at 9 a.m. in the morning.
He's trying to read my writing.
Yeah, I took notes. But all of our events that we're doing is on my website, abcdmedicare.com/events. There's a tab up there. Just click on the events. There's a calendar, and you can see where we're at. We're going to be with Scan on Monday. I believe we're doing Devoted Health maybe on Wednesday or Thursday this week as well. Mm-hmm. This Saturday, we're going to be at the Healthy Fall Festival with Equality Health. They're the major, they're the host of the festival. And we're going to have a bunch of people like myself and other people doing stuff there. But we'll also be doing a Medicare presentation there, like a Medicare 101. How does Medicare work? So that's going to be a little bit different. Before we just had a booth, so they invited us to speak at this event.
And there's a reason why they invited you to do that. That's awesome because you know what? You are so devoted. You are passionate. You are a seniors advocate. You truly, truly are. And because you know your stuff, that's why they ask.
Yeah, and they're a great partner too. Equality Health. They have their own doctors network, and they do great things in the communities, especially in the low-income communities. They really reach out to help people of need, and that kind of fits my what I try to do as well. Just help people in general, but we always go the extra step. Equality Health has the same motto. We're going to go out of the way to help people. And so, that's kind of the partnership we try to look. And so we're kind of like community partners. We're separate businesses, but, there's going to be like businesses there, right? So they're giving away, I believe, 1,000 turkeys.
1,000 turkeys. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
that's
and then
awesome.
last year that I was there, they didn't give not enough people showed up to get the turkey. So I was like, come get your turkey, right? Worst case, especially.
You want a free turkey? Well, let me tell you, it's going to be Saturday, the 11th, at the Healthy Fall Festival and Turkey Giveaway at Lowell Elementary School. That's in South Phoenix. And that is at 1121 South 3rd Avenue. Yep. So write it down and get yourself ready to get yourself a free turkey. Put it in the freezer.
Yeah,
Take it out a few days later.
If you can't remember all the locations and times, go to my website, abcdmedicare.com, and there's an events tab there. Click on that. There's a huge calendar that shows up, and you can see where all the stuff is at and where we're going to be at. That Healthy Festival is it's a pretty neat event.
Well, I hope you have it. Let's see. You're coming on, I think, after that, because last year you brought me the most wonderful huge pie.
I got to bring a bigger pie this time.
Yeah, it was fabulous. It was a pumpkin pie, and I always say, Peter, pumpkin eater.
As I brought you a pumpkin pie because of
cute. So, but that's what's so great about you. You love people. You're a people person, and you love getting to know them and helping them. This is what it's all about right now. Having somebody that can be local here, that can really talk to you. Peter, again, I'm going to say it again. He is trilingual. He speaks fluent in Spanish, in English, and in Medicare.
Listen, come to one of our events. Scans on Monday. I believe Devoted is like on Tuesday or Thursday this week. The Healthy Fall Festival. We have other events the following week going on. We're really active in the community. If one of those plans is not right for you, come out and you listen to what's going on and hear some of the benefits. If it's not right for you, that's okay. We'll sit down and schedule a meeting and find something that's right for you. Mm-hmm. Whether that's a Scan or Devoted or some other plan that we work with, that we represent. We're not partial to one or the other. We want to make sure we find the right plan that works for you. And we're going to be there to help guide you through that plan, getting all the benefits you can get out of it.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is so important right now for anybody who is 65 and older. This is your time to be able to make that change. If you don't make the changes, that could be so detrimental, because especially when you talked about, if it's okay, when you talked about medication. Yeah. I know somebody who literally had that same medication that you mentioned earlier, and it was like $300 a month that they had to go through Canada or some crazy
it's
thing.
crazy.
Why have to do that if you don't?
Yeah, crazy. So listen, if you forget to enroll, procrastinate to enroll, or don't want to change because you're scared to change, that happens a lot, right? People don't want to change.
Old folks say
we don't like to change. Stay the course. Don't move, right? And we get it. There is what they call the Medicare Open open enrollment period. That happens January 1st through March 31st. You're allowed a one-time change during that period. We're not allowed to market to it. We can tell you about it now because more of an educational piece, and we're not in that time period now. But it's not all lost. There is a moment, but you would have to call someone like myself to make a change. Say, hey, my prescription is no longer covered. What can I do?
Why wait? Right now,
why
you have
wait?
plenty
Do it now.
of time.
Do
right
it now.
Between now and December 7th.
7th, correct.
Right. So you make your life easy. Call Peter, and please, if you speak Spanish and you want somebody to speak with you,
Hablamos en español.
There you go. And because it's so nice, I'm sure that when you work with them, that they love the fact that you can talk to them in their fluent tongue. Whether you are or not, he's fabulous. He loves educating, and he is all about servicing his clients. His website is abcdmedicare.com, and his phone number is 602-770-9062.